October is go time. And I know that can sound a little counterintuitive because if you're like me, you're looking outside, you're seeing the leaves fall, change color. And there's this impression that we're moving into a season when things are winding down. But what's really interesting about the energy this month is all about clarity and motion. So even though things are on a seasonal level, winding down and preparing for winter, there's a lot of action and transformation and change that's happening. And on a collective level, energetically, will allow you to leverage the October energy the most is that movement. Here's the thing is the fog only lifts when you take inspired action. When you finally start moving, fear is going to pop up out of nowhere. Now, that doesn't mean that you're off track. It actually usually means that you're right on it. And I'll share why in just a bit, so stick with me. Hey, if you are new here, I'm Anik, your empowerment coach, and I love guiding solid people like you through the inner work that creates the outer success that you crave, all without compromising yourself. So in this forecast, what I do is I tune into the collective consciousness so that you can ride the energy that's unfolding this month instead of pushing against it. So stick with me because I'm going to share some keys to mastering this energetic surge, plus a really simple daily practice that keeps you steady when the fog feels thick. October carries the surge of momentum. It wants you moving, but here's the rub. The clarity that you're waiting on, it's only going to come as you step forward. It's like walking through fog. The path doesn't appear until your foot hits the ground. Stay frozen and the fog just presses in tighter, it gets thicker. Yes, as you take action, you're going to stir fear. That's completely normal. It's just an old pattern being poked and stirred because you're stretching beyond what's familiar. It doesn't mean stop, it means you're in motion. October's biggest invitation is to take action. But here's the catch. Random action won't cut it. The moves that make the biggest impact this month are the ones aligned with your highest singular focus. And after this, I'll share a practice that makes staying aligned every single day really simple. You might think singular focus. That must mean giving up on your vision board and that giant list of goals, money, career, relationships, health, travel. Not at all, my friend. Your singular focus is what actually helps you get there faster. Think about this for a minute. If you added up every single goal, we're talking like 2, 3, 500 things. And the moment your mind starts spinning on all the steps that it needs to take to get there, your magnetism to create those goals dilutes. So here's the shift. I'll invite you to look at the core of those goals because every single one of them, when you really feel into it, it's about an emotion. Maybe that's freedom, prosperity, strength, love, connection, peace. Look at your goals and then write down the top emotions that show up when you imagine living in that goal. And then step back and notice the theme. And what you'll notice is you can narrow that down to 3 or 5 emotional priorities. And here's the real key. Look at the 3 or 5 emotional priorities, and one of them will stick out. Ask yourself, which one will fuel the rest? If freedom makes you feel stronger, connected, prosperous, and loved, then freedom is your singular focus. Now, once you choose it, this is where the devotion comes in. Every step that you take becomes in service to that focus. Now, here's the cool part. That focus becomes your compass. You don't need to chase 500 goals anymore. Every action creates a ripple effect that carries the rest forward. When you focus on that singular focus, what happens is you're energetically drawing all of those goals to you. So now that you know your singular focus, here's the check-in. Does this action serve my focus, or does it distract me? If your focus is freedom, then taking care of your health, setting boundaries, building new income stream, those are aligned. Staying out late, doom scrolling, saying yes when you really want to say no, that's the fog. That's moving you away from your goals. And don't worry if you slip. We all do. That is human. What matters is coming back again and again to your focus. So here's your October practice, and it only takes a couple minutes. So every morning, ask yourself, what's my singular focus this season? Keep tuning into it at the beginning of every day. And what is the one thing that I can do today that moves me closer to it, that is in service to my singular focus? And then every evening reflect, did I live in service to my focus today? And if not, what's one small adjustment that I can make tomorrow? And that's it. But when you do this consistently, it sharpens your clarity, it strengthens your magnetism, and it keeps you moving forward. Yep, even on the days when the fog feels really heavy. So here's the final key for October. Get comfortable being seen. When you start taking aligned action, you're stepping into the light, and with that comes visibility, opportunity, support, and even redirection. Here's what's funny is that many of us deeply desire and crave to be seen, but we freeze when the moment comes. This is where the deeper work is. Ask yourself, what parts of me do I silently judge, criticize, or reject? And how can I show up with compassion for those parts of me that are still healing? Because here's the truth. When you bring love to the parts of you that once hid, you unlock the ability to receive everything that you've been asking for. So as you move through October, notice, where do I still fear being seen? What do I need to feel safe showing up fully? What parts of myself am I still pushing aside? And what would it look like to meet those parts of me with compassion? Because the moment you stop fighting yourself, you open the door to receive in ways that you simply couldn't before. Fighting with yourself is no fun anyway, so I would recommend that you do it. And that's what this month is really about. Receiving the rewards of courageous action. So October is calling you into bold action, to ask life for what you really want, to open yourself up to receive, even when the path doesn't look logical or linear on paper. And this month I have something extremely special to share with you. I'm launching the Your Soul Led Business podcast for those of you who are choosing to show up in life and in business in ways that are true to your values. We are celebrating with a VIP launch event full of giveaways, prizes, and exclusive offers, and you will want to join us. And you can do that for free. I'll leave the link below. So this month, don't ask permission. Step into clarity, into courage, into devotion, and watch how life rises to meet you. And if this podcast spoke to you, share it with a friend who's ready for bold action this month. And be sure to subscribe, because next month's forecast is all about anchoring momentum as we close out the year. You won't want to miss it.